Well, according to Mel magazine, there's a lot actually. How She's Not Gonna Fuck You became the ultimate online own. I actually don't think there's any own to that at all, really. Oh yes, I've been pwned. While browsing Twitter recently, I shared a particularly poignant tweet written by a woman I follow. The now deleted tweet was pretty harmless, a simple point about the way in which the content shouldn't be considered just in sexual context, but when it comes to private online conversations, at moments after I retweeted it to my timeline, I received a reply from an anonymous account bearing the abbey of the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, which read, "She's not gonna shag you, mate." you know. To which I can only ask the whole, which she are you referring to, man? Because that video was completely untargeted. It turns out that Twitter, in its response, and on Twitter, this response is pretty common. Bro, quit backing her up. She's not gonna fuck you. Do you know how I found out about the crash test dummies? It was through my sister. So yeah, I yeah. 22-year-old Lewis, the pseudonym, tells me that multiple guys fluttered his mention with a similar sentiment after he used his Twitter account to speak out against misogynistic comments made by Manchester City fans. I'd seen some people online talking about how women having to understand when their boyfriends get angry if their team isn't playing well, he explains. I responded after I saw a tweet from a female friend who was talking about how domestic violence can increase on days when soccer games are played. Lewis thought that it was a fairly mundane and reasonable comment to make, but less than an hour he received multiple replies from men who kept telling his friend wouldn't have sex with him. It was pretty funny, to be honest, he says. I've known her since I was a kid. And even the idea of doing something specifically to have sex with her is hilarious. Still, Lewis continues, there are definitely guys who say stupid stuff to provoke, but at the same time, there are guys who are serious when they say things that justify violence towards women or even excuse shitty sexual behavior if the man is drunk. And if you say anything to them on social media, they mock and say that you're only saying these things so that you can get laid. These men remind me of guys who rag on other men for being vegan or eco-friendly. So it's Julia Pawlowski, the sex and relationship editor at Cosmopolitan. It stemmed from the perception that feminism is purely a gendered issue that only benefits women, or is designed to make women superior to men. These men might see it as a guy going against his own kind, and that's the reason to do that. That's the only reason to do that. In their mind, it is that he wants to have sex. That's not to say that there's always the case. 19-year-old Ryan explains, you can always tell who's sincere and who's going over the top in a way that shows that they don't actually mean it. You can tell because they constantly reply to the woman in question, use emojis, and are basically doing whatever it takes to impress her. It's a guy who's trying to show that he isn't like other guys. When I asked Ryan, who openly admits to calling these guys out with a pointed "she's not going to have sex with you" response, whether it was generalizing or that, and that earnestly replies don't necessarily indicate ulterior motives. He tells me that too many men these days are vying to take advantage of their quote ally status. You can tell which men say these kinds of things to bring attention to themselves. He argues it makes them look worse than the guys who make shit comments to women in the first place. Brodsky agrees men being outspoken about feminism are genuine and trying to be good people, but they can't get it. They can get it wrong precisely because they're focused on feeling validated or that they're on the right side of history. Or like Ryan believes, there's nothing genuine about it in the first place. It's a real thing for people to virtue signal, project the opposite of what they think the opposite of who they are, or think that their growth is done because they put proud feminist in their Twitter bio. Pravetsky continues, being good to women isn't just about supporting Planned Parenthood or equal pay. It's also about showing up when they're having a bad day, doing just as much around the house, actually caring if they have fun in bed too, and being communicative with the calm in our disagreement. Otherwise, I'd have to agree with the reply, guys. We don't have sex with you, mate. So, there you go. But anyways, just be... empty the dryer and the dishwasher for my, female family, fill the bag of ice back up, the dishwasher and the dryer, and yeah, I did that in the overnight period, and I am swinging by the grocery when the sun comes back up. So, I'm doing plenty around the house. So, fuck you, And if I've somehow insulted the bro hierarchy or whatever, good. Maybe men who are so insecure about this sort of thing should be made to feel even more insecure, or have somehow violated the bro code. Men who hold me to that standard, yeah, fuck you, bye.